All right. Shalom, shalom. Call hello, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors, of course, the apostles of Great Millstone. All right. Who through the Spirit taught all this is true. And who deserve double honors. All right. Oh, try to get this straight. Here we go. All right, this is Norman with the DC Camp.
Yo, what's up?
So today we're going to talk about Psalms 58 chapter. All right. Let's get over it.
Okay. Do you indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do you judge uprightly, O you sons of men?
And this, of course, is directed at the wicked, and we know who the wicked is, all right? Especially now, so many Jakes, they think that, well, Joe Biden's going to save them, all right? He just represents the other wing on the same filthy bird, all right? You got this two-party system, and Jake is so caught up in, first of all, you're supposed to put your trust in the Most High, all right? Not your oppressor. And that's something else that Jake is prone to do. Always. He's been conditioned to do so. All right. Still got a slave mind, slave mentality. All right. Now more than ever is a time not to trust this devil. All right. Because he's making his move right before a lot of our people's eyes. They have no clue as to what's going on. But you will. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. One thing about him, he always smiling.
Yeah.
Smiling like a cheesecake or something, man.
Yeah.
They say that's the worst kind, though.
Yep. Always trying to be buddy with you.
Yeah.
Like, whatever you say about Trump, he's a devil, but he lets you know where he's coming from. Biden, and this is just another representation of Eve and the serpent, all right? Because he got that Kamala Harris, and I'm telling you, especially Jake, the men, we's in trouble. If anybody knows her, what she did out as Attorney General out in
California,
she put it on Jake. So don't think for a minute or a second that she's changed. That's why. Think about it. He was one of those sponsors of the original crime bill back in the 90s. And he picks someone on his ticket that, she went hard upholding what he signed, all right, into law. Think about that. And you think for one instant that they have your best interest. I'm talking about our people's best interest at heart. What kind of fool is you? Go ahead.
Yeah, she was off of that old abortion thing,
Mm-hmm.
abortion right,
Mm-hmm.
right to choose and everything. Okay. Yea, in heart you work wickedness. You weigh the balance of your hand in the earth.
Constantly thinking about what they can do. This is Psalms 21:11. For they intended evil against thee. They imagined a mischievous device, which they are not able to perform. All right? So, hey, whatever they do, it's going to turn around back on them. That's Psalms 7 and 15 and 16 and Psalms 9, 16 verse. All right? Go ahead.
The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
Again, the wicked. Who is the wicked? Malachi, 1st chapter, verses 1 through 4 tells you who the wicked. We're talking about Esau, Edom, who are known in the present day as so-called white people. We say so-called because there's no such thing as white and black. All right, those are social constructs. All right. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, letting you know there's no hope, all right, for repentance for these people. All right, it tells you that in Hebrews 12th chapter, verses 16 and 17. You see, though, what? With tears, though they sought with tears, Still, there's nothing for them. All right, go ahead.
Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deep adder that
Death,
stopped her herb.
death.
Okay, yeah, death. Yeah, death. I'm talking about. It's like,
Read again, 4.
okay. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stopped her herb.
Meaning what? In reference to, we're talking about the poison, and there was a certain kind of snake in that region that if you got bit, it was certain death. Little thing, it was only a foot in length. All right. But boy, oh boy, was it poisonous. Letting you know also that represents when you go to James 5, where it talks about, let me get it real quick, where it talks about the tongue, the power of the tongue, even though it's a little, well, let me get it. Even though it's a little member, it causes a whole lot of shit. All right. This is James chapter 3. Let's see, I'll start up from that. It says, verse 3, it says, behold, we put bits in the horses' mouths that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body, making reference to how small in comparison the tongue is to the rest of the body. 4, behold, also the ships, which though they be so great and are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm, whithersoever the governor listeth. 5, even so the tongue is a little member, and boasteth great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth. All right. 6, and the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell. All right. Skipping down to 8, it says, but the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. And that's the point. All right. Full of deadly poison. That's what it's going into here in Psalms 58. All right. And to this day, that's what he does. Look how he, with our people, just a constant barrage of lies. Remember, Revelation 12 and 10 talks about the accuser of our brethren. All right. Who is this? This is our adversary, you know, from the womb to the tomb, so-called white man. Supposedly it was supposed to be our brother. All right. But he is the wicked. Do you have anything to say on that other than that?
Okay, I'll just go ahead with the
5, I think it was.
Yeah. Which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely.
Just as he was saying, you know, he's always smiling. He's that, you know, yeah, I'm your best buddy, and he's smiling and trying to shake your hand with one hand. He's got a big ass dagger in his other hand, just waiting for the opportunity. This is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed, and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. And that's just what Esau Edom did. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. But it's too late at that point. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent? Or at any such as come nigh a wild beast? You will warn. So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? For a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. And that's describing the relationship between the descendants of Esau and the descendants of Jacob to this day. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. And there was a quote by, if anybody remember the movie Hannibal, with what was his name? He played brilliant actor, but he was all in makeup. Um, oh, what is his name? He was born in England, but he's been here for many, many years. Oh man, he made the quote. He was a pedophile and homosexual. He had a whole lot of money, and um, Dr. Lecter had a. Oh, I don't know. He was inviting him over one night, and anyway, he was all screwed up. But he was talking to Jodie Foster's character. Not we know, but not at that point. What's her name that played? Redheaded woman. Um, what is her name? Anyway, he was talking to her. She took over the role Jodie Foster played, and he's all messed up. Hannibal Lecter had he was taking drugs or something, and he convinced him to peel his face off, and he fed the flesh to the dogs. I mean, he was all messed up. But he was telling he was telling the FBI agent. He said, you know what? Talking about the fox and the hens. He said, the hen comes calling for help. He said the fox comes, but not to help. And that's Esau Edom. He's always got something up his sleeve. You can look at his relationship with various countries like Haiti. What happened after the massive earthquake? What happened? They went over there and just ravaged and pillaged the place even more. So here these people are desperate for help. These people come down there saying they're helping them, doing all these press conferences and photo ops, and ended up robbing the people even more for the relief that they were supposed to get. And on top of that, sex traffic and you know, people for organs and that sort of thing. All kinds of wickedness went on down there. Let me read again. Sirach 12:17. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. 18, last verse. He will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. So after he's screwed you over, now he's going to talk about you. All right? And cast you in a bad light. That's who you're dealing with. The perfect devil. Go ahead, Art. That's all.
Break their teeth, O God, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lion, O Lord.
Yeah, that's what ultimately the Most High is going to do. He's going to break them down. The process has already started. Let's see. This is. Let's see. This is Ezekiel chapter 30, verse 21. It says, Son of man, I have broken the arm of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, who's present day Pharaoh. He says, and lo, it shall not be bound up to be healed, to put a roller to bind it, to make it strong to hold the sword. This is Jeremiah 50, and let's see, 51, Salaki. Let's see. Verse 7, it says, Babylon has been a golden cup in the Most High Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country. You're seeing that now, or hearing about it. For her judgment reaches unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. Especially here, people have certain that do videos that were dealing with clientele, no other people that everything's dried up. They're moving. They're leaving. It affects this country even more so because what? Other nations got their wealth from this country. So it's especially bad. Go ahead, Ark. That's all.
Okay. Let them melt away as water, which run continually. When he mend his bow to shoot his arrow, let them be as cut in pieces. As a snare was melt, let every one of them pass away, like the untimely birth of a woman, that they may not see the sun. Before your pot can fill the thorn, he shall take them away as with a whirlwind, both living and in his wrath.
Mm-hmm. Goes into self-destruction. That's definitely what's happened now. All right, self-destruction. Those things that those devices and contraptions that he had come up with in order to destroy us, well, he's going to fall into those snares himself, like I said earlier. Go ahead.
The righteous shall rejoice when he sees the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked.
And that's what we hope for. To see this devil, after all this time, after all the misery he's caused, to get, what was the English say? To get his comeuppance, his just deserts. All right. Go ahead.
So that a man shall say, verily there is a reward for the righteous. Verily he is a God that judged in the earth.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Because a lot of people, especially the wicked, they think they got away with it. Let me get let me get this one. This goes into detail a little bit more. This is Sirach. Let's see, 5. All right. And 4. It says, because the Most High is long suffering. All right. See, they think because they continually got away with stuff that they're in the good, and that actually, and this is their ego, they think that the Most High is with them. This is Sirach, Ecclesiastes, chapter 5, verse 4. It says, say not, I have sinned, and what harm hath happened unto me. For the Most High is long suffering. He will in no wise let thee go. That does not mean that, you ain't got what's coming to you coming. 5, concerning propitiation, be not without fear. And that's the whole thing. They don't fear the Most High. Hell, a lot of our people don't fear the Most High. And he's our power. So, what more going to happen to the heathen? I'll get that scripture next. Concerning propitiation, be not without fear to add sin unto sin. 6, and say not his mercy is great. He will be pacified for the multitude of my sins. For mercy and wrath come from him, and his indignation resteth upon sinners. 7, make no tarrying to turn to the Most High, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Most High come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. All right, and this is directed at our people, because they put off and put off. A lot of them have been in these churches so long, they're just damaged goods. There's no hope for them. All right, but you're not supposed to see the heathen is a heathen. They don't have no hope. And I'm gonna get that scripture next, but it rubs off on our people. Let's see. This is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 17. Why are you worried about people that don't have any hope? Worried about those that do. This is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High Yahweh. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High? Which is the question. All right, don't be concerned with the heathen or even the destruction of the 2/3. All right, be concerned with salvation. That's what you should be concerned about. All right. Did you have anything else, huh?
No, that's it on it.
So even now, as we speak, this is the 6th of November. It is 12:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and still the election is up in the air. So Yeah. Uh, Again, keep your head on a swivel because this devil, a lot of you not aware of this or haven't been keeping track of it, but this devil, if it seems that he's desperate, well, he is, because when he loses office, there's all kinds of lawsuits that's going to come against him because he's at the office of the presidency to shield him. All right. So he's inciting action. He knows this is it for his ass. So he's going to go out. Remember, even after this, you've got till January 20th when he's actually out or supposed to be. All right. And for those of you concerned about him trying to stay, well, that's already in the law, in the Constitution. After January 20th, if he bold enough to try to stay his ass there, he becomes a trespasser. And then a whole lot. I mean, so that's already in there. Don't worry about that. But he may, what's that? It was an Operation Spoil Sport. He may be a spoil sport for the next 2 months and just try to put as much hell on the people as he can. You know, he's a sore loser, you know. Hey. So with that, you know, a little comedy there at the end, but so anything else you got to say?
No.
All right, so with that, call hello Yahweh, by Shimmy Al Shah, by Shimmer Co Production. Of course, once again, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, who through the Spirit told us all this truth, and all right, who deserve double honors. So with that, shalom.
Shalom.